Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
It is a slightly cooler night here in Towson, but things seem to be heating up quite nicely as your 1-1 Loyola Dons face off versus the 3-0 Gonzaga College High School Eagles. This is the Dons' first home game of the year, and they hope to open it up big with a very big win versus a tough opponent in Gonzaga. Good evening, everyone. I'm George Schaefer, joined in the box tonight by Cole Cross. And Cole, what are your expectations for tonight?
It's going to be a great matchup for both teams tonight. The Dons are looking to kick their season into full swing against a very tough Gonzaga defense. We're going to see a lot of action from Dons veterans Brad Cease, Ezra Carter, and Kendrick Worthington on offense, as well as Jaden Moore back on his home field for the first time in 21 months, missing all of last season due to an ACL injury. On Gonzaga's side, there are massive threats in QB Aiden Conrath, who has very good passing options in Darius Wise and Cody Hobson. Both teams are very excited to be here on this Friday night. Overall, though, it's definitely going to be an early test for the Dons.
Yeah, and we certainly are excited to get this one started. The Dons in all blue, and the Gonzaga Eagles are in white on purple. And as the captains come out in the middle of the field, shake their hands, and we will have kickoff for you in a few seconds. But we got to talk about last year. They just missed the playoffs, the Dons, by one game before losing to Calvert Hall in the Turkey Bowl. But I feel like this is their first big test here, home opener. I mean, it's a great chance for them to kind of set things right with the fans. Although we watched this Gonzaga team in warm-ups. Their roster is huge. They have a lot of players, almost twice the size of Loyola's. So really, it is a tough test facing a team that has such depth as the Eagles do. But should be fun to see how everything plays out. We'll get you started with kickoff in a few minutes. So your Dons are going to take the field now. And again, I mean, you have to think, like, with a team like Gonzaga with as much depth as they really do have, Cole. I mean, it's hard to really imagine a favorable outcome. But it should be interesting since obviously this is the first game. The crowd is really big, biggest we've seen in a long time. So, I mean, should be a good game, right?
I mean, yeah, I think so. And I think the Dons do have more of a chance than people give them credit. They've performed very well in the past, especially against teams like Spalding. They performed better than anyone else in the MIAA last year against Spalding, and Spalding is a powerhouse.
So it's going to be number 43, John Hawley, to kick it away from the Eagles, the junior. Back to receive our seniors, Ezra Carter and Maurice G. The Eagles are going to be, I think they're going to spread out maybe at the last second, but Hawley will get set to kick it away from the 40-yard line. Carter and G stand at the 10. And our 2023 season is underway. Carter's going to field it at the 15. Carter has room to run, and he gets 3. And he's past Hawley. There goes Ezra Carter down to the 30. Carter to the 20 and the 10. There's a touchdown for Loyola. First play of the game.
Wow.
Ezra Carter. What better way to start the season than that? Ezra Carter takes it to the house on not even play 1.
I mean, Ezra Carter was one of the best returners last year, but he is unbelievable. We see that has not changed at all.
It's going to be a very special year for him, and it's going to be Owen Shine, the junior kicker, to take the extra point attempt. A huge start to the game for Loyola. You can tell the momentum's going to be right into their favor. I
mean, Shine definitely a good kicker as well. He made 25 out of 26 extra point attempts last year.
He's really talented, and we'll have to see. It's his first home test this season. And so Shine will drill So the extra point is going to be no good from Owen Shine. So 0 for 1, I guess, would we say? But it'll stay 6-0. Loyola, I mean, from our angle, it's kind of hard to see. It looks like it goes in, but the judges in the back said no good. So it'll be 6-0 Loyola, and Shine will have to come back to do his kickoff.
I still can't get over Ezra Carter's touchdown first play.
Yeah, there's absolutely no better way to start a game than that. I mean, that right there alone should tell you it's going to be a special year.
I mean, yeah, I feel like a lot of people's spirits are lifted if you're watching from Loyola right now.
So we will see the other side of special teams come out, and we'll have to wait a little bit to see Brad Cease in that offense. But Owen Shine will kick it away, and it's going to be Kainoa Winston in the back to receive. He is standing inside the 10. So this will also be a good way. I mean, we're going to see Loyola's defense. There's some big names there. I mean, Trevor Szymanski on that D-line. You're going to have Luke Randazzo. Last year, 39 total tackles in 9 games. Averaged 4.3 tackles per game. And then obviously there's Tommy Tucker, who averaged almost 10 tackles a game, nearing 100 tackles this season. Last season, sorry.
And if I remember correctly, I believe Tommy
Tucker is
Tucker
going to be fielded at the goal line. It's going to be a fair catch. So the Gonzaga offense will take the field for the first time tonight. And there seemed to be a little bit of commotion after that kickoff. But a lot of momentum on the line here. And, you know, we got to say, like, for Gonzaga, I mean, they have some really talented players on offense. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how you can respond to something like that, an opening kickoff return touchdown, which is something I feel like they don't really see often.
I mean, yeah, but Gonzaga, we haven't really seen their offense in full swing yet, and they have a very good quarterback, averaging 167 yards every game.
Which is very impressive considering the high school football. But, yes, that's going to be their quarterback, Aiden Conrath, the junior, number 7. And he's going to start us off. He's under center. No one in motion yet. Although we do see Darius Wise in motion over to the right. Conrath, play action. Fires downfield. He has Wise. And Wise has room. Wise down to the 50. And this might be a really quick response as he's pushed out of bounds inside the 10. And we were just talking about that. Darius Wise and Conrath's connection is really special. But he was given a lot of space there.
I mean, definitely. I mean, we can see why Hayden Conrath is regarded as such a good quarterback. I mean, the just connection between him and Darius Wise is amazing. And really, the Gonzaga Eagles are just responding to Ezra Carter's touchdown right away.
It's going to be Conrath in the gun. It's going to be out Cody Hobson, the senior running back, to his left. Play action to Hobson. Back to Wise, and Wise drops the pass at around the 10-yard line. It'll be second down. A rare occurrence for Darius Wise, and you see some words of encouragement from Conrath towards him. And he's going to be checking out of the game now. So already 6-0, 11:25 left to go in this first quarter. And you'll see they line up the exact same way. Conrath in the shotgun, and Hobson to his left. From the 10, he'll give it to Hobson up the middle, first run of the game, and he's stopped up short. He's going to be tackled by number 52, Aiden Bird, the senior defensive lineman who had a really great season last year as well.
Hobson, a multi-talented athlete, though. He also plays on the varsity lacrosse team where he is a starter.
A lot of great athletes on this Gonzaga team, but same for Loyola as well, so it's going to be a clash of two big giants in the DMV. So now Conrath's going to have Hobson over on his right. And it's 3rd and 9, our first third down of the night. Drops back and it's intercepted! What a better way to start this game, and he's still on his feet. This is going to be another full field touchdown for the Dons as they rack up another 6 points. Unbelievable. And there again, it's going to be, number 35, Sam Navarre, who was on the basketball team as well. His first touchdown of the season. And wow. Just wow, Cole.
I mean, I'm speechless. What a monstrumental first quarter for the Dons, and we're only a few minutes in.
I mean, if that doesn't make somebody believe in a home field advantage, then I'm not sure what can, because it's just amazing. So Shine try another extra point after he misses that first one. And this time he has no trouble, so it'll be 13-0 super early for Loyola, which is really big. So it's going to already be the third kick return tonight, and we're not even 2 minutes in. I mean, wow.
And we're going to have to wait even longer to see Brad Cease on offense.
I guess so, but you know what? I mean, that's probably, that's good news considering how well our defense has done so far and our special teams unit. But it'll be exciting to see our offense back out there soon. We saw something similar to this against Mount Zion. Remember, we scored 2 touchdowns quick in the first 2 minutes. One on offense and defense. It's looking really similar, but a really great start to the game so far. It's going to be Shine to kick it away.
I mean, this is a really strong start. I mean, looking at this from Gonzaga's perspective, it's starting to worry you. I mean, a lot of the fans from Gonzaga are probably coming in here confident.
And Winston's going to field it from the goal line. Winston kicks it out. He has room. And Winston is going to be taken down at the 45. And he almost broke through there. But, a good way to start. Good field position for Gonzaga. So we'll see Conrath again with his Gonzaga offense. And they drove down the field really quick with the pass to Darius Wise. But they were stopped up short on that 3rd and 9. I mean, obviously with the pick 6.
I mean, definitely. But we saw earlier, the Dons have had this kind of offense before. If you look at the Pilati game from last year, they racked up points very fast towards the end and had a comeback victory in the fast few minutes.
So it's Conrath with Hobson on his right in the gun. Play action to Hobson. Pressure comes. More pressure comes. And Conrath is going to be sacked. A big sack for Loyola. It's going to be a tag team with Worthington, Trevor Szymanski, and number 50, Luca Randazzo, who we were just talking about. He had a half sack last season, which was all he got, which is another one for him this year, just now. But 39 total tackles last year.
I mean, you definitely don't see that many sacks from the Dons either.
So it's going to be an audible. Conrad's going to go under center. Hand it off to Hobson up the middle. Hobson fights his way closer to the 50, but it's going to bring up another 3rd down for the Eagles.
Like I was saying, I mean, coming into this game as someone from Gonzaga, you definitely are confident. Gonzaga beat Calvert Hall 24-0 earlier in the season. Calvert Hall is around the same skill level as Loyola, back and forth on turkey bowls.
They're a football powerhouse as well, so that should tell you how good of a start it's been. So Conrath again in the gun on 3rd down and about 7. Conrath pressure comes and he's stacked by Szymanski. Another huge defensive play for Loyola, and it's going to be 4th down for the Eagles. That's Trevor Szymanski, his older brother AJ, starting his first year off at Maryland this year. But he has multiple D1 offers coming in from Maryland as well, and Pitt, and a lot of great schools have interest in him. And, obviously, there's a good reason why. So Holly's going to punt it away. Jaden Moore is going to be back to receive. And Moore will let it fall. Picks it up about the 10, and he's brought down in a few seconds. I thought he wanted to let it, drop so that the Gonzaga defense could down it, but it fell right to his knees, so he just fell on it to stop it from going any farther.
And not too exciting, but that was Jaden Moore's first play back on his home field in 21 months, which is crazy to think about. His last game was the Turkey Bowl in 2021.
It's really great to have him back. So Brad Cease, his first drive on the home turf. I'll just see he's going to stack 3 wide receivers off to the right and Ezra Carter all alone ISO on the left. He'll be in the shotgun. Worthington behind him. It's going to be a screen to Carter, and Carter's going to go around the other side. Still on his feet, and he's tackled for a loss. So not the best start, but that's going to be number 6, David Fred, the junior defensive back, as they send an early blitz.
I mean, Ezra Carter, maybe a loss of yards, but we just saw 2 sacks from the Dons as well, which is a much greater loss of yards on Gonzaga's offensive side.
Yeah, I mean, he had room to go. I think he just wanted to see if he could create some space on that other side. It didn't always end up working out, but it's going to be Jaden Moore taking the snap now. And Brad Cease is lined up on the right side as a receiver. They're handed off to Worthington. And Worthington fights his way past the 30. He has a first down and some more as he gets past the 35. And the chains are going to move for the Dons.
We're going to be seeing a lot of that tonight. The Dons have a lot of value in Kendrick Worthington. Only a junior as well. Definitely going to be a powerhouse for the Dons these next 2 years.
I mean, we saw what he could do last year, and it was really special. So that's going to be another first down. And Jaden Moore, you saw, took the snap in place of Cease. So that kind of gives you a hint that it was going to be a run because Cease was lined up as a receiver. But, they did do that Wildcat formation a lot. Coach Zayu really likes to use that as they'll go another handoff to Worthington. He picked up a few. But, yeah, Anthony Zayu, the head coach, really likes to use that Wildcat. We saw him use it last year. He had Marcus Hines, who was a senior last year, graduated. He's at Susquehanna. And they used the Wildcat a lot with him taking snaps. So I think they're going to try and utilize Jaden Moore maybe in that position more this year.
I mean, Jaden Moore definitely was a multi-talented athlete back in his sophomore year. The last full season he played, he served often as both wide receiver, quarterback, and running back, performing well in all areas.
So Cease under center gives it to Worthington, and Worthington's going to fight his way forward. Maybe a gain of about a yard or 2 as well. So I'll bring up third down for Loyola. Actually, it's been cool to see what this Gonzaga sideline's been up to so far, the hand motions that they've been doing. And that's actually a good thing about having depth, especially when you're at an away game, where the whole sideline, and it's a really big sideline, can rally behind you.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Atlanta Braves fans. If you've ever been in an Atlanta Braves game, they kind of have a tomahawk chop going. We've seen something similar.
We know the Braves, yep. So just over 5 minutes left to go. Cease takes it out, rolls out to his left. Pass is going to be caught by Jaden Moore. His first reception of the night, and it's going to be ruled incomplete. They'll say he's out of bounds, and that'll bring up fourth down. So the first offensive drive for the Dons stops up short at about the 40-yard line, and the punt team will come out for the first time tonight.
I mean, slowing down a little bit, but you still have a ton of momentum from those first 2 touchdowns, and the Dons can definitely keep this going, especially if their defense performs as well as they did on the last 2.
So Shine with a punt. Lonnie McAllister back to receive, the junior defensive back. He's positioned at about the 30-yard line. Punt was nearly blocked for Shine, but it's a really good one, too, and it'll be fair catch at about the 20. It's a really good boot from Owen Shine, and was lucky to get it away in time. But McAllister had no room to work with, so he had to take that fair catch.
And Shine is definitely making up for Austin Dulay's loss. I mean, Austin Dulay graduated 2 years ago, and Owen Shine has just shined ever since then.
I mean, he really has. Austin Dulay, he was a senior who also graduated. He was the primary punter. So now Shine, he, like you said, he's had to take on both roles. And he's doing pretty well with it. So we're going to see Aiden Conrath come back out along with Hobson. Conrath handoff to Hobson up the middle. And it's a pretty good run. He'll pick up, I'd say, about 7 or 8 on that one. So, I mean, they've been kind of relying on the run a little bit more ever since that interception. But they keep that same formation where Hobson's either on the right or the left, and they're in the shotgun. They'll play action to him, and there's going to be another caught pass, and he'll get to just past the 45. That's going to be number 86. That's going to be Connell Brannon, the senior tight end.
From what we've seen so far from Gonzaga's offense, it's really a make-or-break offense. I mean, they've had huge breaks, huge gains on yards, or they've just fallen back, interceptions, touchdowns, all that.
So good play-action play there for Conrath, and it was a smart play by the coaching staff there. He'll go to Hobson up the middle again, and Hobson picks up about 7 or more on that play. So it's approaching 3-4 minutes left to go in this first quarter, and it's been a great start for Loyola so far. 13-0, and it's what's been a really impressive football game. And Hobson just went and limped off the field, and it looks like he may be experiencing some discomfort in that right ankle. And so no more yards gained on that play for the Eagles, but with potentially having Hobson out for either a few plays to maybe the rest of the game, like, that's going to have a really big impact.
Yeah, he's definitely possibly like one of the best, if not the best running back on Gonzaga's team.
He seemed really upset there. Meanwhile, we have a 3rd and 1 situation, and it looks like they're going to go up the middle with a run. They will. And wrapped up. No gain, and it should be a turnover. And what a play there. That's going to be number 44, Giannis Kligas, the senior, who we saw some really good stuff from last year. And it looks like they're going to go for it. Nope, they're taking it off. Thought they might go for it for a second, but Conrath is ruled off the field. They're going to punt. So, I mean, so far we've heard a lot from John Hawley, that kicker, and Owen Shine, too. So, Jaden Moore back to receive the punt from the 20-yard line. Hawley's going to be back to receive the snap. Hawley barely got that. It's high, but it'll fall short again. And they're going to let him down it at about the 16-yard line. So Cease and the Dons will take back over for their second offensive drive in the game. 2:42 left to go in quarter number 1. And it'll be interesting to see, you know, last drive was pretty successful. I mean, they got a few good yards. We saw some really good stuff from Kendrick Worthington. And it'll be exciting to see some of the more passing game from Brad Cease, what he's been able to work on this offseason. He's got an arsenal of really good receivers this year.
And yeah, we're definitely going to see a lot more passing from the Dons than last year with the addition of Jaden Moore.
And they'll go play action. Cease over the middle, and it's nearly picked away. The intended receiver was Moore, but he was really surrounded by Gonzaga defenders. So Moore has kind of an advantage, you know, because he hasn't been around for a while, but there's no film of him for these past 2 years really at all. So I don't know if the Gonzaga coaches really know what to expect with Jaden Moore, but he's been really great. So we'll have to see. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Cease. They'll give it to Worthington, has some room up the middle, and he'll fight his way forward for a few extra yards. Pick up about 5 or 6. So it'll bring up a 3rd down situation. I mean, he got forward a little bit, but the ref's going to say he was ruled down a little bit earlier, so it's only going to be a pickup of about 1 yard now. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 situation now for Loyola, and now is the time for Brad Cease to pass.
I mean, definitely, you see Ezra Carter, Jaden Moore, both good options. Dons probably won't go with a Wildcat soon until they get a first down again.
So Cease is in the shotgun. He'll have Kendrick Worthington to his left. So he'll take the snap. He'll roll out to his left. Pressure comes, and Cease is going to be wrapped up and brought down. He had some time, but wasn't able to get the ball away. Didn't have any receivers open. Some great coverage from Gonzaga. They knew exactly what was coming, and the punt team will come out for Loyola for the second time tonight. 1:30 left to go in quarter number 1. And it is still 13-0, so we still haven't seen anything really on Gonzaga's part. But it would be nice to see some more good offensive drives from Loyola. Owen Shine back almost to the end line of the field to receive the punt. It'll get this one away. It's going to fall short. Fielded at the 35-yard line, and it's dropped. Picked up by the Dons. And the special teams unit has been on fire tonight. It's Giannis Kligas again. Or sorry, no. Giannis Kligas, that wasn't him. We don't have this one on our roster, but again, a great play for the Loyola special teams unit. I mean, they've been really great this year. I mean, so we're going to get to see more of this offense, and they're going to have very favorable field position. So, yeah, I mean, that's where they've kind of dominated, you would say, in the special teams and defense. And, you know, that's what they say. They say defense wins championships, so. And it's winning Loyola the game right now.
I mean, yeah, they definitely are really well, but you also see a lot of sacks from both teams, something you don't see too common in high school football, but Loyola's defense and special teams are on fire.
And Worthington will pick up maybe 2 or 3 yards on that one. Under a minute left to go in quarter number 1, and it's been a really good one for Loyola. So we'll see a 2nd and 8 situation here. And the seconds are ticking down. Maybe try and get into the opponent's half of the field before this first quarter ends. They've stacked a lot of receivers on that right side. It'll be a screen pass to Jaden Moore. Moore using his elusiveness, but he's unable to escape the Gonzaga defense. And he's brought down for a loss of 1. 15 seconds left to go in this quarter. They're going to try and get one more play maybe. We'll have to see. And I think they might just let this one go to quarter number 2. So at the end of 1, 13-0 Loyola. And it's been a defensive powerhouse on display. Some excellent performances all across the board tonight. And we will be right back with some more second quarter action in a few minutes. So welcome back. We have some more second quarter action coming up next. Or right now, as we should say. And it's going to be Brad Cease back out in the shotgun. He will motion over Michael Robinson, the sophomore. And he finds Jaden Moore over the middle. Moore still on his feet. And there goes Jaden Moore. And this will be not 6, but brought down right outside. And ladies and gentlemen, Jaden Moore is back.
I mean, that's exactly what we saw his sophomore year, and that's exactly what Gonzaga was not expecting to see from him.
I mean, the elusiveness, the quickness, I mean, Jaden Moore, it's really exciting to see that from him coming off of that ACL tear, but he looks really great. He's just like nothing ever happened almost.
I mean, yeah, he was a very good player. Only his sophomore year, and he had 650 passing yards a game, 418 rushing, or sorry, not a game, 650 passing yards, 418 rushing yards, and 559 receiving yards.
So far, he's the only commit on the team, even though he's missed his entire sophomore season, to Duke, going with his brother Jordan. Worthington's going to take a snap in the Wildcat, and he's going to take himself up the middle. So another use of that Wildcat by Coach Zayu that I think Gonzaga knew was coming. But yeah, Moore, great to see him back in form. And again, you know, he's the only college commit on the team so far right now. I mean, we're going to have more to come. There's a lot of offers going around. So it's going to be exciting. This is kind of that time of year where everything starts to come full circle for these recruits.
I mean, many of them probably going to do early decision. That early decision date is November 1st, so we'll see a lot more college commits after that.
It's going to be Cease taking the snap in the gun with Worthington to the right from the 4-yard line. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Loyola. So with that timeout, we will take you to a quick break, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. So, second and goal situation as we welcome you back onto the broadcast. George Schaefer alongside Cole Cross, and a good start to the second quarter for Loyola, hoping to score their first offensive touchdown of the night. Crazy enough, it's been 13-0. A special teams kick return by Ezra Carter and a pick six. So Cease fires to the end zone and over the head of Ezra Carter. It'll bring up third and goal.
It is kind of crazy to think about how the offense doesn't even have a touchdown yet, and the defense has two. I mean, it really reminds you of the Dallas Cowboys defense in week 1 as well.
I mean, they were dominant.
Got me 35 points on fantasy.
So we will see a third and goal situation for Loyola. Cease is going to go in the gun with Worthington to the right. Cease snap, he collided with Worthington to the end zone and caught by, that's going to be caught by Michael Robinson. We'll have to see where they mark him down, if he's in the end zone or not. Michael Robinson, the freshman, it's his first year on the varsity team, and he did an amazing job of hanging onto that ball. But that is definitely a catch. So they will rule him right on the goal line. That's going to be fourth and goal. So it's go big or go home, and it looks like they're going to try a QB sneak with Cease, and he takes it in himself, and he's in for the touchdown. There we go, the first of the night for the offense. And Cease takes it in himself, and this is absolutely a great first half so far for Loyola.
That is also going to be Cease's third ever carry as well, which is kind of crazy to think about. Not much of a rushing quarterback at all.
I mean, for the QB sneaks, it obviously is a little bit different. So Shine will have his third go at it from the extra point. But 19-0 already. And it's been all Loyola so far. And he makes it 20. So 10 minutes left to go in the first half. And 20-0 Loyola. And, I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better beginning to this game. I mean, there were some high expectations, there were some low expectations, but I think they have far exceeded any expectations we've thought of so far. But it's been all Loyola this game.
Yeah, Gonzaga definitely not expecting this. They've had a very tough schedule so far as well, and this is kind of like an eye-opener for them.
I mean, yeah, they've had a really great season, 3-0. I mean, so I think maybe this is like they're ripping off the Band-Aid for them, but it's going to be interesting to see how they respond, you know? So, I mean, we'll have to see.
I mean, yeah, the Dons already have more points than any other team has scored against Gonzaga combined so far. Gonzaga is actually 104 points for and only 7 points against in their season so far.
So Shine to kick it away for, I think, the 4th time tonight, right? So you know that the momentum is going to be a huge part in this as well. Once you lose it, it's really hard to get it back. And Winston will let it fall, and it goes off of his foot! And that's a worst case scenario. It went off of Winston's foot and at the 1 yard line. So that is where they're going to get possession. And it's almost like the football gods have cursed Gonzaga tonight. That was just so unlucky.
I mean, that is the unluckiest thing that could happen. You're right.
So what? It went off of Kainoa Winston, the junior defensive back who's on their special teams unit. It went right off of his right foot and just rolled onto the 1 yard line. So it's going to be terrible field position for the Eagles. And I don't know, maybe we see another defensive touchdown for Loyola. We'll have to see, but it'll be really exciting now. I think they're going to try and sneak up the middle for some more yards. Conrath, I'm not sure, I think he took it himself, but they're going to fight forward for a few more yards. And it'll get him far clear of that end zone. Yeah, so Conrath took it himself up the middle, a QB sneak. Interesting tactic there. I feel like maybe you hand it off to a fullback up the middle, but they went QB sneak. And actually, Conrath is a pretty big guy for a quarterback, so, I mean, it's good to utilize him like that, too. So they'll go handoff. And again, we haven't seen Hobson again all game. His jersey is off, we can see on the sideline. His pads are off, and he might be out for the rest of the game. But a really good tackle for a loss there for Loyola.
Yeah,
3rd and 6 situation for Aiden Conrath, the junior. They're going to do some substitutions.
That QB sneak may have just been an attempt by Gonzaga to eliminate the chance of a safety.
Which is probably a good tactic there. But, yeah, I think Hobson might be out for a good amount. He's not getting his jerseys back on. He's sitting down on the bench. Laying down, rather. And there's no movement from him. 1 second left to go. And there's going to be flags thrown. They'll call it a false start on the Gonzaga offense just before the play clock ran out. And that'll back them up to, I think, we're at the 11 right now. No, sorry, that's going to back them up all the way to the goal line. So it's going to be 3rd and 9 from the goal line. And they're back to exactly where they didn't want to be. But the Loyola defense has looked amazing thus far. So they'll go handoff just to try and get some yards. I think that was an exit strategy for this drive. Didn't get anywhere. Maybe picked up about a yard. And no doubt the punt team is going to be coming on.
I mean, that's a scary situation to be in as well. The punt team coming on like that close to their end zone.
Yeah, I mean, Jaden Moore is at about the 40. So, I mean, they're going to have good field position. 8 minutes left to go in the half. Jaden Moore at the 42-yard line to receive. And it's a really short punt. Moore hustling in to grab it, and it bounces right back to the goal line. And it's downed right in front of the end zone. What luck for the Dons. They're going to have their drive start inside the 5-yard line. which is just amazing field position.
I mean, we may just see a handoff to Kendrick Worthington and then touchdown first play here.
So 7:43 left to go. And I think, Cole, I think this spells touchdown. I mean, Cease back out. How confident must you be? Up 20 points, right on the goal line. An uneasy Gonzaga defense. As they go up the middle, down to the 1, and it's Tommy Tucker, the linebacker, who also has been playing running back a little bit. But they're going to have to rule and say if he gets in or not. I don't think he did, though. I think he got right up to about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, there wasn't much celebration from the Dons there. I feel like there'd be a bit more if they did score a touchdown. So it looks like they're very close.
So it's going to be first down on the 2-yard line. Sorry, second down on the 2-yard line. They'll bring it up the middle, and I think he's in. And, yep, it's a touchdown. Another one for Loyola, and they go up 26-0. Some tension in there in the end zone after the play. We don't even know who got in, but, I mean, somebody Google the word dominance for me. That is exactly what you're going to see. Loyola has absolutely dominated this game. So 26-0, 7 minutes left to go in the first half. We're not even halfway through this one, and the Dons are already almost up by 30.
Yeah, reminder, Calvert Hall against Gonzaga. Gonzaga won 24-0. The Dons have already beat Gonzaga's score for that game.
So Shine to kick his 5th or 4th, I think, extra point of the night, and it is good. He's 3 for 4 on the night, extra points-wise. So he's definitely redeemed himself, I'd say, for that first miss, but how exciting. 27-0 Loyola, 7:07 left to go in this half. And I don't think we're going to ever see another prouder Anthony Zayu. I mean, hopefully we do. But he must be really proud of this team right now.
I mean, I have seen him prouder talking about his civil rights class. He loves that class as well, but this is an amazing start for the Dons, possibly one of the best they have ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely dominated.
I mean, I am talking about ever as well. Like, before anyone here was even alive, I think this may be one for, like, the history books for the Dons.
27-0, 7 minutes left to go. So, I think watching this game, anybody watching this game would just say, wow, like, not expected, but they deserved it. So, I mean, in the student section tonight, really packed as well. The whole stadium's packed all around the outside, which is what we usually get on occasions like this. They're in a blackout theme, so it's really cool to see everybody in identical clothes, actually. Looks pretty intimidating, especially if you're Gonzaga and you're getting smothered 27-0. As Shine kicks it away. Winston fields it at the 1, and they'll rule a touchback. So, hopefully that pure dominance continues this next drive. As Aiden Conrath comes out for his, I don't even know how many drives it's been for him in this half already, but I mean, if you're Gonzaga, it's his time. We got to step up.
I mean, it hasn't really even been many mistakes on Gonzaga's part. It's mainly just the Dons being dominant, because Gonzaga's still been playing well. They're just being massively outplayed.
Absolutely. So now Conrath will come out. They're at exactly the 10-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 10. 7:04 left to go in the half. And again, just pure dominance.
Indeed.
So I think it's going to be Winston taking the snap. And Winston will keep himself. They're repeating Zayu's Wildcat, and they're going to pick up a first down with it. And, you know, they've actually just had 2 first downs in a row there, I believe. They're moving down quickly. I think ever since that first really long ball to Wise, we haven't seen anything from him. We haven't seen much from Conrath. We haven't seen much from anybody, really. So, I mean, they're going to go again in the Wildcat. Kainoa Winston, again. He'll take it himself. And he's wrapped up. Again, another tackle for loss. For the Dons, it's Giannis Kligas once more.
And, I mean, we say we haven't seen much of the players of Gonzaga, but really we haven't seen much of Gonzaga in general, as I think they've only had like 1 or 2 complete drives that didn't end in a turnover.
So, again, 2nd and long. And Kainoa Winston is taking the snap again. So, where is Aiden Conrath then? Do we think he's hurt, maybe? As Winston will take another Wildcat. And this time, he does pick up a first down, I believe. So I think now we know what's going to happen next play. Another Winston QB sneak from the Wildcat. So Aiden Conrath trying to find him on the sideline right now. He is on the sideline. He looks fine. Doesn't appear to be anything wrong. I think this is just their strategy now. Kainoa Winston, he's a defensive back who does kick returns, and now he's taking snaps. Winston, they'll do a pitch, and a flag is down with a pickup of maybe about 1. There's a flag down. It's going to be holding on the offense, and that will send them 10 yards back. So another huge blow to the Gonzaga offense.
I do think Gonzaga really kind of understands what Loyola is all about now. They didn't expect what they saw, but I think they're starting to get it. They have a very good coaching staff, probably counting for the quick change in strategy, trying to adapt to Loyola's play style.
Conrath is still on the sideline, so, we never really know what's going on down there. But it's going to be pretty difficult to guess. No idea. So, Winston's not rostered as a quarterback, but he must be one, is what we don't know. Tucker blitzes, and Tucker with the sack. Another one for Tommy Tucker. And we saw him blitz. Knew it was coming. And, again, they exceeded the expectation. You got to read that blitz. So now Conrath is back on the field after Winston didn't have much success at all in his quarterbacking gig. So Conrath will go under center.
Tommy Tucker playing amazing, though. Half a sack last season, 1.5 in his career.
In motion. Conrath goes play action, fires downfield looking for Wise, and incomplete. It'll become a 3rd and 21 situation with 4:30 left to go in half number 1.
A lot of cheering from both sides of the stands right now. A lot of support for both teams.
So Conrath in the gun. Play action. Rolls out to his right, and it's going to be caught. We'll see if there's a first down, and no, there will not. But it does bring them pretty close. So they could probably go for this on 4th down. And that was number 34, Oscar Moscaso, the senior running back, who is probably going to be filling in now for Hobson, because it seems like he's going to be out the rest of the game. I don't think there's a question. I don't even see him on the sideline anymore. He appears to have been, we do see him now. Hobson is on crutches, back in his jersey, but he's out for the rest of the game, I think.
Probably out for a few more past that as well. Unfortunate this early on in the season for such a strong football team.
And such a strong football player, too, in Hobson. So it's really a shame to see that happen. Cody Hobson, it's his senior year, too, and he's actually really dominant. We saw him, and he ran very well.
Yeah, you can really hope that he does get back in the game later on in the season, or at least by lacrosse season, because that would be a real disappointment to miss most of your senior year in both your varsity sports.
Yeah. So obviously, obviously you gotta hope he's okay. But it appears there's gonna be no more Cody Hobson, really, for the rest of the game. And he walked off the field, and he seemed really frustrated. And then he just got on the bench, and now he's in crutches. So, I mean, you got to understand that frustration is really big.
Yeah. And we haven't seen too much of Jaden Moore yet either. I mean, we've seen some big plays, but like
I would say we have. I mean, he had some big plays. I mean, the only touchdowns we got, I think, were rushing touchdowns because we've had such good field position. So, I mean, they haven't really had despite 27-0, they haven't had a great opportunity to showcase that talent. So,
I mean, yeah, we did see that big run by him.
I think that's
right
what
down
second
to
halves
about
are
the
for,
one.
you know?
Yeah, right down to about the 1 yard line, that huge run by him.
You know,
Not
he
the
deserved to
very
get on that play, just the way luck has it, but Aiden Conrath with Moscaso to the left, and it looks like they'll go pass. You know what, they tried to get him off sides. 7 seconds left for Conrath. They've just got to snap the ball and go. 1 second left to go. And, yeah, Gonzaga's going to have to take a timeout. Some miscommunication between the coaching staff and Aiden Conrath. They tried to draw Loyola off sides, and it didn't work. Some really good discipline for that defensive line, who is stacked with talent.
Gonzaga definitely still does seem very supportive, very encouraged, very excited to keep playing. I mean, they're still in this. They're not letting it get to their heads too much. The sidelines are cheering. I saw a player dancing on their sideline. I mean, they're still in this.
Yeah, I mean, they are, and especially in high school football, you know. But what's it going to take? You know, it's going to take a lot. Down 27-0, potentially more going into halftime. So, 4th and 4 now. And I think Gonzaga only has 1 timeout left this half. They've just spent their last 2 drawing up plays. Haven't even really been able to use them. So I think there's a little bit of communication. I think they should be 4-11. So I think the camera's not working right now. Sorry, the game clock is not working right now. They're saying it should be 4 minutes and 11 seconds.
A lot of technical difficulties with the game clock.
So
tonight.
we'll put it up for you. We have 4 minutes and 11 seconds for us. But just some technical issues for the scoreboard on the for the big screen on Connor Field. But a really big play for Conrath could decide this game potentially here. Try to draw him off sides again, and now that you see he's just looking. 5 seconds left. They've got to take a snap. 1 second left to go, and it's going to be a delay of game, I think. Or no, they've taken another timeout. So they've used all 3 of their timeouts, I think, just on this play. Or no, Loyola will take a timeout. So we see on the scoreboard Loyola's taken a timeout, and I'm not really sure why. That was a delay of game in your hands. But I think maybe they're hoping that they punt.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why either. It seems as there's a lot of frustration going on.
Do we know that Coach Zayu took that timeout? Because it says it on the screen, but is that what really happened is the question. Yeah, I don't. So maybe, I'm guessing maybe Gonzaga took that timeout. Yeah. So I think we just cleared that up that Gonzaga did take that timeout. So they should have used all 3 timeouts. So obviously some miscommunication. What they've tried to do is draw them off sides, and then when he's unable to, he's looking for clarification on whether they're snap or not. And they have a first down. Wise still on his feet, and he's brought down at around the 30-yard line. So is that 3 timeouts well spent is the question.
And there's Tommy Tucker again with the takedown. He has been playing phenomenally this game.
He really has. So, a lot of special things to see. He has a sack, a few tackles for losses, a pick six.
And
Oh,
two
no, that's
sacks.
not him. So, the pick six was Sam Navarre.
And he has 2 sacks as well.
Yeah, he does have 2
Which
sacks.
is more than the amount of sacks he's had in his entire career so far, and he just beat that in 1 game.
So, they're going to go handoff again, this time to a new face at running back. David Fred, who actually plays defensive back as well. So, Fred will pick up a few.
I think that's one of the first times we've heard his name tonight.
I don't think it will be the last. Conrad's going to go shotgun again, and he'll have Fred to the right. So they might just use the rest of this clock to try and score. I think they're probably just going to go run, run, run. That's just my guess. He's actually going to motion him over, so they will pass. Conrad, pressure comes, and he does complete his pass, but not for much. That's number 11, Lincoln Fisher, the junior receiver. So 3 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. Or around 3 minutes. So I think what the board is saying now might just be incorrect. There's been some miscommunication between them and the officials. So we'll see. It is 3rd down and 6, I believe. 3rd down and 7, maybe, is my guess. Yeah, we'll say 3rd and 7. Conrad steps up. Fires passes caught by Fisher.
Gonzaga
I'll
opting
bring up
for
another 4th down situation. Do you think? I'm not sure, because it's just high school. I mean, they're probably gonna go for it. You don't go field goal here, right? No high school kickers making that. I would say maybe. Yeah, they're gonna go for it. 4th and 4 situation here.
Yeah, Gonzaga does seem to be opting for much shorter passes right now, trying to steer away from those super long passes, trying to avoid a disaster. That was the first couple minutes of the game.
So Conrad with Fred to his right. They'll give it to Fred, and he's not going to get it. And the Dons will take over on another huge turnover on downs. And yeah, the scoreboard is saying it right. They are unstoppable right now. They're playing probably the best game we've seen in maybe the past 2 years.
I mean, this is an unbelievable game for the Dons, and just kind of an eye-opener. I mean, again, I keep saying that, but it is really an eye-opener for Gonzaga. They've had, I mean, a pretty easy season so far. They've dominated every single game, and they get here, and now they're the ones being dominated.
So, taking over again on defense, Gonzaga, so we'll have Cease come back out. Or no, Jaden Moore will be taking the snap. We'll have to see. Coach Zayu does like to have the 2-quarterback thing. It looks like Moore will be taking the snap, and he'll just give it, play action, and Moore up the middle. He has room, and there goes Jaden Moore. Jaden Moore, 2010, and there he goes.
Jaden Moore.
Tactical brilliance from Anthony Zayu. And that we know why the Wildcat works and why it works with Jaden Moore. And what a mastermind Anthony Zayu is.
You're finding a
He just
hole.
completely outsmarted the defensive coordination for the Gonzaga defense. And just wow, again. So what does that bring it to now? 33 right now to 0?
Yeah, 33-0.
Just unbelievable. Jaden Moore he's gone. You knew it from the minute he broke through.
He found a hole in Gonzaga's defense.
So
And that's what the Dons have been missing last year.
under 2 minutes, and you know what? Why not go for 2? Why not? Cease is back out there. Or maybe did they not get in? He got in, right?
He did get in, yes.
So I'm not sure why the scoreboard didn't say so, but it's left up to Moore and caught.
Some more
And is that the touchdown or is that the 2-point conversion? He definitely got in, but the scoreboard didn't say that it was a touchdown.
I think it was a touchdown. I think they're just having problems with the scoreboard right now.
So I believe, yeah, that's the 2-point conversion right there.
Yeah, so Jaden
So
Moore.
it should be 35-0 Loyola.
Jaden
Why not
Moore
have some fun and go for 2?
Yeah, Jaden Moore for his own touchdown and 2-point conversion as well, scoring all 9 points. That was all him.
I mean, Jaden Moore, just unbelievable performance from him tonight. I know you said you didn't see much from him, but wow. He is a team leader. I think you were wrong.
I've seen plenty now.
I think you're wrong. Jaden Moore, he's unstoppable. Gonzaga has a top-class defense, and they're getting pummeled right now.
Yeah, I did get a chance to talk to Jaden Moore a little bit early today before the game, and I mean, just asking me. I mean, he's been gone so long. He said he's really excited to play again. A little bit nervous too, but he knows what gets done. The Dons know what gets done. They know what to do, and he's just really excited to be back. He did pick up a few new hobbies while he was away. He did try out a little bit of tennis and a little bit of rock climbing over the year he was out.
And it'll be exciting to see him on the basketball team, too, this winter, which will be fun. We'll be all over that action as Shine gets set to kick it away yet again. He's been pretty active tonight. They've kept him busy. And they'll go touchback for Gonzaga. And it was going to be Lonnie McAllister who let it go. So it'll be interesting. Like we've been saying this all night. It will be interesting to see this or that. I would say it's been pretty interesting. Not just interesting, like just fun. It's been wild. It's been great. And I feel like people tuning in just now would at first think that it was the other way around. But I mean, surprise, surprise, Loyola is a really good football team this year.
I mean, yeah, we're looking at, the way this is going, we're looking at definite playoffs for the Dons, something they've been yearning last year and just barely missed out.
Yeah, I mean, they needed, a Calvert Hall loss to clinch, and they didn't get it, so. Or McDonough lost to Gilman, I think it was.
Yeah.
Conrath's going to take it himself up the middle and throw it away. 2nd and 10 with 1:06 left to go.
We've seen incredible performance from Cease this game as well. I mean, Cease and Conrath kind of on the same level, which is unprecedented. Aiden Conrath is normally dominant on that field, and Cease is still very good, but not quite at the level of Aiden Conrath. But they're level tonight.
Absolutely. So Conrath in again. Moscaso to his left. Steps back, fires. Open to Fisher. And really he wasn't open. I misspoke, but he was in really good coverage. And it was a good throw, too. Good job by Maurice G. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
I mean, the Dons really just dominating all game. I mean, if Gonzaga needs to get back in this, and they're really probably going to have a long talk during halftime, going to try and get their heads back in this, get back in the game. And I do think we'll see a bit of improvement from them. I mean, just closing up their defense.
I mean, easier said than done. Again, as you just saw Darius Wise drop another pass, his second, I think, or third of the night. So, yeah, easier said than done, I would think, especially down 35. Really some low morale, injured star players. And they're going to do a lot of, I think they're just going to bring out the punt team and send this one into halftime. 54 seconds left to go in half number 1 of this home opener, which has been nothing short of incredible for Loyola. Punt's going to be fielded at the 50. Fair catch by Jaden Moore. So with 48 seconds to go, 35-0, which I didn't really know if I'd be saying something like that tonight, but I'm sure glad that I am. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Dons at the 48-yard line. And we will be back in 30 seconds with the rest of this half. Wait, no, never mind. We're good. I think they're coming out. That's my apologies. we will come back out now. I think it was my impression that they took a timeout, but I don't think there's a need to take a timeout, you know? 35-0. You know what? Why not score another one before half? At this point, just why not? There's no reason not to. Sees handoff to Worthington, and Worthington finds himself some room. I think they're just going to try and run out the clock, but knowing Kendrick Worthington, we might see him break free. I'm not even sure. Does he have a touchdown tonight? It's hard to keep track now because there's been so many. There's been 5, I think, just in the first half.
I believe he did have one.
Well, let's see what. We've got Ezra Carter. We've got Sam Navarre. There's Worthington again. Up the middle. Yeah, they're just running off this clock. 17 seconds. So what we have Carter and Navarre. Jaden Moore has 1. That's 3. And I think there's just 2 more. I think maybe Worthington does have 1.
And Cease did have that QB sneak touchdown as well.
Yes, he did. So 7 seconds left to go. And I feel like they might just be taking this one into the half. We don't see it on this. Yeah, they're just going to let the clock run out. So that will take us into halftime, 35-0 Loyola. What a game it has been so far. And we will come back with some more second half action very soon. Welcome back, everybody, to this second half. It's been all Loyola so far, 35-0, as we see the Gonzaga Eagles retake the field. Loyola's been out there for a while warming up, but, I mean, based off what we see, I think we have a pretty good second half in store for us. Cole?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, if Loyola just keeps up the momentum they've been having, they already have an amazing score. It's going to be very hard for Gonzaga to come back from this. And my fellow commentator here just dancing in his seat to the song.
Yeah, I mean, we're having fun, but it's whatever.
I mean, it's an exciting game. Definitely what Loyola wanted to see here. Definitely what a lot of people here wanted to see.
I mean, it's been fun for some of us, not for all of us, not for if you're Gonzaga, but great to see. I mean, feeling good. We have a good second half in store for us, and we'll be back in about 3 minutes with that. So now we can say we're back, hopefully with some second half action. I mean, they are still warming up. Loyola looking like they're ready to go. And Gonzaga will get into their huddle. And we will kick off hopefully the next few moments. But Cole, it has been all Loyola. What do you think? Well, I mean, what can we expect really this second half? Do they take their foot off the gas, or are they going to play it safe and rack up points?
I mean, if you're Loyola here, I just keep going, keep doing what you've been doing. There's no reason not to. I mean, they'll probably put a little more of the bench players in, put some of their second strings, third strings in, just get them a little more
Target some
playing
others
time.
more. I feel like targeting maybe Michael Robinson, Corey Adams more would be nice to see. I think now that they're up this much, I feel like this is a good time to experiment a little bit.
And that is not something you thought you would be saying when you
No
started
way,
this game.
no way.
I mean, we thought it was going to be Gonzaga doing the experiments.
Well, maybe we did. I don't know. There's always some confidence in there when you have home field advantage. And either way, I mean, we have a really talented group of guys. So, I mean, I think it brings me joy to say that I'm not too surprised. So here goes Owen Shine to start off our second half of action here. And it's going to be David Fred back to receive. Or no, not David Fred. It's Winston again. And he will take a touchback. So, wow. I mean, Aiden Conrath, Aiden Conrath comes back on for the first time this second half. And, I mean, there's not really anything for them to lose, I guess, at this point, really. So, maybe we'll see him just try more audacious things, have some fun with it. Like, that's really when you play your best, is when there's pressure off your back. So it should be a fun second half that we have in store for us. Aiden Conrath. And already a penalty on the backfield, I think, or maybe the front line for Gonzaga. I think it'll be a false start. They're going to move him back 5, and, well, no surprise. I mean, the luck has been not too great tonight for the Eagles. So they're trying a different little formation here. They'll motion over Moscaso, and there's going to be a screen to Moscaso, and he has room and is brought down at 30. First down, and sorry, that's not Moscaso. We have a different person now. It's going to be Samuel Terry Jr. So they put in a backup. We haven't even seen or heard of him at all this first half. So it's going to be Samuel Terry Jr. who gets that one. And he's a junior wide receiver. Conrath takes the snap, fires complete. And it's going to be Lincoln Fisher again for another Gonzaga first down.
I mean, Gonzaga is kind of doing well this second half. The scoreboard is really not looking good, though, but they are looking to be performing a little better on offense.
First few completions and another one, but a good tackle there by Jesse Legre, the sophomore.
Gonzaga with a lot of momentum heading into this half.
Yeah, Legre with a good tackle and a good read, as that was Connell Brennan, the tight end senior. Conrath again takes the snap. They've been going less play action, and a good catch by Fisher, but he's marked out of bounds. And from our angle, it looked like he stayed in, which would have been bad, I mean, obviously for Loyola, but
Gonzaga really getting things going here. I mean, this could look, it will be really hard, but I'd say if they keep up this momentum and play really well, they could have a chance.
Conrath pump fake to the end zone, and a little bit high for Fisher, as well as Jesse Legre. And we have a Loyola player down. We have to see who that is. And the clock is going to stop. But we're still waiting to see who that is. We don't have an angle. But either way, it's going to be pretty bad news. So, before we bring you any new news, we will take you to a quick injury timeout. So sorry for that quick break. We can confirm that the player injured was Sam Navarre, and he was able to walk off the field on his own, which is good news. Navarre was the one with the full field pick 6. As Conrath goes play action and finds his man. That's going to be Samuel Terry again, but he was absolutely rocked. And when he was brought down by Corey Adams, the sophomore, second year on varsity. Good news for Gonzaga. It looks like number 22, Cody Hobson, is back. No more crutches for him. He's leaning on his teammates, but he seems to be getting a little bit better, so that's good news. Conrath drops back. Passes again. Dropped by Darius Wise. He just didn't have enough time to react, but that is his third, fourth drop tonight maybe. And he's really known for being really talented. We saw that in the first drive of the game, but he's been pretty quiet ever since. I mean, if they want a way back in this game, then it's got to be him that steps up.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Conrath does have near 70% completion rating. In comparison, Cease has around a 50% completion rating.
Conrath drops back, looking for Wise, and it is caught by Wise. And he's again muscled down by Corey Adams, who's been really aggressive so far this second half. And it's good to see. So Corey Adams lining up against Wise again. Conrath in the gun. Fred to his left. Play action. Conrath to the end zone for Wise, and it's caught! Touchdown, Eagles. And they get on the board for the first time tonight.
And that's what you want to see as Gonzaga. Long way to go, but baby steps. You could make it there. Just keep doing this. Keep getting touchdowns.
And it's Darius Wise. But they're sprinting onto the field now for that extra point attempt.
I mean, that Conrath Wise.
It took and look, the Loyola players late to the field too. Just a lot of confusion. But they still have 20 seconds left. I think they're just going to get ready for this. So 35-6. What we've seen from the special teams unit has been good, so maybe we see something else special. They are actually known for getting a good block kicks. I mean, they had John Watkins, who was great at that. He transferred to St. Francis in the offseason. And this one is good. So 35-7. And the Eagles are on the board, so it's time for the offense to get back on the field and keep their foot on the gas. And really kind of end this game, finish it off.
I mean, yeah, they just got to. I mean, that chemistry between Wise and Conrath, if they keep leaning on that, but you can't lean on it too hard. They've got to get just that right amount of play between Conrath and Wise, because you don't want the Dons to catch on and just keep controlling those players every time. You've got to have multiple passing options available, but still utilize your best ones.
So it will be John Holly, I believe, to kick it away. Carter and G back to receive. Their first kickoff in a while since that opening one that saw them take it back to the house. I don't know. Will we see it again? I mean, they could learn from their mistake. I mean, we'll have to see. But Ezra Carter and Maurice G back to receive. So 35-7 to the Dons. As Holly lets a short kick, and it's going to be caught and kneeled by Derek Cease, the twin brother of quarterback Brad Cease, also in his junior year and his second year on the varsity squad.
Derek and Brad really do have a great relationship. They're oftentimes found on campus together, like just hanging out, always together. Great duo to have on this varsity football team.
Yeah, both are really talented too. So right now we're going to see, I don't think this is Cease. No, it's Jaden Moore that took the snap. Number 10. Or no, that's number 8. That is Cease. That's my bad. No, I read the jersey wrong. Cease is going to take the play call now. No, for a second I thought I didn't see Brad, but we have him now, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. Or no, sorry. Did he lose a yard on that? I think it's going to be 2nd and 11. 2nd and long for Brad Cease. And I think they'll probably run a few yards up and take it from there on a 3rd down situation. So Cease will go in the gun. Play action, it'll be a screen to Ezra Carter. And he is brought down very swiftly, and it'll bring up a 3rd and long situation for the Dons. And, I mean, if you're Gonzaga, this is the ideal start that you wanted, you know, to find a way back into the game.
I mean, definitely, and their defense doing pretty well as well so far. Holding the Dons to 3rd and 10. Likely a punt unless the Dons can pull through here.
We're going to need to see some of that arm strength from Brad Cease. He has Christian Ronaldo checked into the game. Ezra Carter in as well. Looking for Ronaldo, and it's over his head, 4th down. Ronaldo was well past that 1st down line. The throw was just over his head. I mean, he had space, he had a lot of room. So it's just a miscalculation there. But the punt team will come on for the Dons, I think, for the 3rd time tonight.
I believe so. But this could give Gonzaga a very good field position.
It could, unless, you know, we see what happened last time. Shine back to receive the punt. And it's going to be Kendrick Golston. No, sorry. Hunter Solwald with the snap. A really long, good punt, and it's fielded by McAllister. And you know what? We almost saw it again. A lot of good pressure there from Cole Mosier, the sophomore.
I mean, he got there fast, barely gave Gonzaga a time to react.
Cole Mosier's 1st year on the varsity team this season. So, Aiden Conrath hoping to, you know, expand on that last drive, which was pretty successful. 6:54 to go in the 3rd quarter, and it's 35-7 Loyola. So it's going to actually be around 7 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Conrath in the gun. Play action. Conrath, pressure comes. Szymanski chasing him and broken up by Kendrick Worthington. An excellent read for him as that pass was intended for Connell Brannon, the senior tight end.
I mean, Gonzaga slowing down a little bit, not what they want to see. You pick up the pace, get what they had during that first drive in the 2nd quarter. 2nd half, sorry.
So, I mean, it was a good ball. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 for Conrath from the 41-yard line. Conrath takes the snap, steps up out of the pocket, fires, and the pass is bobbled. But they're going to say it's going to be a catch by Samuel Terry. So on the big scoreboard, there is no game clock right now, which is why we don't see one on this. Why you don't see one on your screen right now, as there is another injured player, and I think it's might be Sam Navarre again, which is scary to see. Navarre's had a great game so far. I'm not sure if it's him or not, but we're just going off of what jersey number we see. Yeah, it's not. Wait a minute. Well, we'll see. It is Sam Navarre. He's second time he went down tonight. He's had an excellent game so far with that pick six. A bunch of great tackles.
I mean, it's definitely been a hard-fought game for both teams, regardless of score.
And he'll limp off the field. Hopefully he's okay. But no, Sam Navarre, he's played an excellent game tonight. Props to him.
Yeah, we've seen both teams have injuries for some of their better players, which is really unfortunate to see.
So Conrath in the gun. Fred to his right. And he has Brandon up front. And has a little bit of communication. I think they're going to run off to the left here. Brandon's that block. And that's exactly what they do. And it's a great read. And Giannis Kligas and Tommy Tucker tag team on that one to bring him down. So you saw Brandon move up to the left, and you anticipate a run to the left, and that's what he wanted to do, but they stuffed that, and then Navarre and Tucker came crashing down the other side, so he had absolutely no room. That'll bring up a 2nd and 11. They're going the exact same formation. It'll be another pass caught by Wise, and he's hit and brought down by Kari Adams, who, other than that touchdown, has been all over Darius Wise tonight.
I mean, Wise not really given much of a chance. Gonzaga is going to have to go for their other receiving options.
So it should be around a 3rd and 5 situation from the 40-yard line. And they'll have Brandon up front again. Moscaso to the right. Conrath steps back, and the pass is caught by Fisher. And sophomore Jesse Legary gave him a little bit too much room, but a good job on that tackle by him. So another first down for the Eagles. And they're driving again. So 5 minutes left to go. 35-7. Conrath steps up, fires, and another pass caught by Fisher. And I think Legary's given him a bit much room, but he's found a great way to stay in bounds. And suddenly there is there's a lot of cheering going on by the Gonzaga section.
I mean, really,
So,
they're back.
The fans are staying loyal right now. I mean, they're behind. They have fans behind them here. There's a lot of Gonzaga crowd here.
I mean, yeah, Gonzaga
So 1st and 10.
back near the red zone as well.
So from the 12, 1st and 10, they'll go play action. And Terry with a catch, and he finds his way down to the goal line. And they've waved him in.
Gonzaga.
Samuel Terry with the 2nd touchdown of the night. And the second half has been 14-0 Gonzaga. 13, not a great start from Loyola. They have to stay focused. They can't let anything slip. They had such a good first half.
I mean, yeah, this is the Gonzaga we've been seeing all season so far from them. This is the Gonzaga that was missing in that first half.
So you've seen there's some life now on that sideline. Makes me wonder really what they've been told in the locker room. But they're gonna need some momentum now. The Dons. So Holly with his 2nd extra point attempt of the night coming up. And I think there's some miscommunication here. Yeah, they're screaming on the sideline that they're trying to get the quarterback out there. I think they're going to go for 2. There's obviously a lot of miscommunication. I'm not sure why the play clock has stopped. They're lining up. The coach is just on the middle of the field, just out there. I'm not sure what is going on at all. Now they're going to bring on the offense there's just what is happening. So they will. Conrath will come on for the 2-point try attempt. And now is the time. They need the student section here. They're going to try and get the momentum back if they stop this. See, Trevor Szymanski's sprinting to the field now. And they're going to go for 2. In the gun. Terry in motion. He's going to roll out to his right and find Terry into the end zone, and they've converted. So it'll be 35-15 now, and it is a 20-point game. But they've just got 15 points back pretty easy, and that's already almost half of the lead gone for the Dons. So something needs to now change.
I mean, this is what Gonzaga's looking for. A lot of hype from their sidelines. The Dons starting to slip. Looking to possibly put some of their star players back in. They did bring some of the further down strings in to try and experiment a little bit, but it seems like they might need to put their star players back in.
They should. The Gonzaga fans in the sideline are loving it. Loyola's obviously is not, but yeah, that's why we say you don't take your foot off of the gas. So it's going to be John Hawley again. And it's going to be Carter and Marie and G back to receive as always. Coach Zayu likes to pull an extra guy off of that kick return and bring him back as well just to make it easier because Maurice G is really quick.
Yeah, he is.
And it looks like we're going to be seeing some neat, yeah, we'll see it from a little bit of shoving action there. As that was Cole Mosier, the sophomore, who fielded the kick. He could have let it fall maybe to Ezra Carter. I mean, he could have let it fall, probably would have gotten some yards, but I think they're just playing it safe, and they need to have a good drive that they can actually capitalize on this second half. So, here come the Dons. We'll see Jaden Moore out to take the snap. They're going back to that Wildcat, it looks like.
The Don student section really in this with some synchronized stopping.
Moore in the gun. He'll give it to Worthington, and Worthington is contained again. The second half, they've done a great job of containing Kendrick Worthington. And there's been some tension, I would say.
I mean, there definitely has. I mean, Loyola's student section starting to get in as well. I mean, they did kind of slow down just because the lead was so large.
That's why we have home field advantage. When a team like Gonzaga is starting to take momentum back, I mean, it's part of the game. It's part of the tactics of the game to have that student section there. And it's nice to hear them behind your back. And they'll do a pitch to Worthington. Worthington has room. And again, short of that first down line. So a gain of maybe 4 or 5, but it's going to bring up another third down situation for the Dons. And they really need to convert.
I mean, this could be another very good field position for Gonzaga if they can hold Loyola to a punt here.
So Brad Cease is lining up in the receiver's position like they did last time, where they handed it off to Worthington. And that's what they will do again. It's the exact same play. And Worthington fights his way forward, but he's short of the first down line. So the question is now, will they go for it?
I believe that's one of the plays I like to do with Marcus Hines back when he was still playing for Loyola.
Well, yeah, it's where Cease lines up on the far end, and then they give it to Worthington.
Gonzaga's sidelines cheering very loudly, getting very excited.
Cease
Trying
in
to
the
scare
gun.
the Dons.
They're 1 yard short. And they jumped. That's going to be a first down for the Dons. Excellent job by Brad Cease to bring them off sides. And it's going to be an automatic first down for the Dons. And there go the chains.
I mean, mistakes like that, you can't afford that when you're trying to come back like this. It's such a big deficit.
That could turn out to be a costly error. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Here's Brad Cease. He has all of his weapons out there, including his brother Derek.
And last year, one of those big themes we saw is how much the penalties affected the games. We haven't seen as much of it this season, but
Cease handoff to Worthington on first down, and he will gain about 1 yard. Another incident where there's some pushing and shoving after the play, and I feel like tensions are definitely rising now. So
Gonzaga is just getting more aggressive in general.
I mean, they have a
Especially
chip
their
on their
defense.
shoulder now. And I feel like, you know, Aiden Conrath is playing a little bit more easy with himself, you know, where he's just cool and collected, whereas last time it felt like there was a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, it's like you were talking about earlier, just take your time, play well.
It's been a great second half for the Eagles. There's going to be I think we might see a timeout called by Loyola, which I believe is the case. But Cole, I mean, what do they need to do, Loyola? I mean, obviously not much to keep on their lead. They have a decently sized lead. It's 20 points. So I mean what really do they have to do?
The rest of this game is about defense, really. Because Gonzaga is just kind of, we saw the last 2 touchdowns Gonzaga got were very similar drives. So Loyola's defense just has to step it up, play the same way they're playing first quarter, even a fraction of that, because they were incredible first quarter.
So 35-15. And again, on the big screen on Connor Field, there is no game clock. I think in the next booth over, they might be having some issues, so we can't really give that to you right now. But so yeah, you know what? There was no timeout. It was the end of the third quarter. We're just kind of so worried about what's going on here, as Moore is able to stay on his feet and fight for some extra yards, and I think it's time they start giving the ball to him the second half if that's what they want to do. But no, we completely missed the end of the third quarter, but it was a quick one, so it's a good way. I think maybe now you know that there's not much time left if you're Gonzaga. I mean, they got 15 points that third quarter, so
I mean, if you repeat the third quarter,
then
just another
they're right
touchdown
there.
on top of that, yeah.
They're right there. They'll give it to this time. I'm not sure who that is, but they definitely didn't get towards the first down. But yeah, it was Jaden Moore again. So it's going to be a 4th down situation, and it looks like they're going to be going for it. Ezra Carter checks in with the play call, and he'll give it to Brad Cease. It is 4th down and 2 yards to go.
I mean, these are the decisions that really comes from experience from Mr. Zay. You've got to know whether to go for it or not. And he often is correct in his decisions. We'll see if that plays out here, though.
I think they go Wildcat again, and they have Jaden Moore take it. But that's not... See, they took a timeout because they had Cease in there. And it looks like they might just punt instead. Which is, yeah, that's what's going to happen. They're just going to punt.
And that is the safer play. Like I said, the rest of this game is about defense for Loyola. You don't want to have to rely on that offense. I mean, offense is always good. But you don't want reliance on that with this big of a lead.
So they will punt. It's going to be Owen Shine. But, you know, the special teams unit has been really impressive tonight, especially with the punts. So Harper Rudolph is the one just rushing onto the field to get set. Shine will take the snap. And it's a nice long punt. And it's going to be down by Cole Mosier inside the 25. So Conrath will take over again. And things are looking up for the Eagles. But, I mean, now's the time they really have to They really have to step it up.
I mean, looking back on the Dons, though, Cole Mosier has had a bit of a breakout game. He's been playing really well this second half so far.
So what? He had he had the kickoff return. He had a few good runs on special teams. I mean, he hasn't been in on defense or offense, so I don't know. I think he's one of the players we'll hear more from. Conrath rolls out. He's hit as he throws, and it's a good catch there by Terry. He's brought down by Maurice G. But that was almost a sack there from Joe Nottingham, who's also another basketball player.
Maurice G excited about that. It was a
Great
huge,
tackle.
powerful tackle.
That probably saved them a few yards, but it is still first down and 10. And right now we have another instance, kind of like last year, where the press box is shaking. More pressure comes from Bird, and Cornath has to throw it away. But some really good pressure coming. Smart move with the blitzing.
Some of the Don's student section going to the other side of the stands to hype up that side as well.
Kind of taking over some Gonzaga territory on the other side, show them where they are. So, second down and 10 from Conrath. He has a lot of help, but it looks like there might be a blitz coming. Conrath to stop the Dons. Rush 4. Play action. Conrath steps up, and he takes it himself. Conrath is going to get the first down, but he's brought down just shy of the 50 at around the 47, 48-yard line. So, there was a lot of chances early to tackle him, and they didn't send pressure like they had the last two plays. They rushed 4, and that wasn't enough for to stop him.
I mean, Gonzaga does seem to be picking up on Loyola's blitzing as well.
As Conrath steps back again, goes deep downfield for Wise, and it goes off the fingers of Wise again, and that is drop number 5 for Darius Wise tonight. That is a monumental error from Darius Wise. That would have brought them well within coming back.
I mean, the football was just on his fingertips.
The game is on his fingertips. Really. I mean, that's almost. So if they don't really score on this drive, it's probably over for them, is my guess. So, I mean, that's why it's so important that he catches that ball. But now is his chance maybe to redeem himself. He's isolated all by himself. Conrath, pump fake. And he has a wide open receiver who drops it again. This time it's Lincoln Fisher. It went right through his fingers as well. And it's really falling apart now for the Eagles.
I mean, Conrath is throwing really good passes. Just the receivers aren't following through.
No, those are good passes. He had a great ball to Wise that went right through his hands. And then another dot that was literally at the 10-yard line. So it's time. The offense has got to step up. So it's 3rd and 10 from the 47-yard line. Conrath. And there's just a warning to back up the Gonzaga sideline a little bit, because they're really creeping up on that. I think they're saying something about like somebody filming down there, but because they were told to back up, and he said maybe that person down there didn't have to, but it doesn't matter because they still have to convert on this 3rd and long. Terry in motion. Conrath drops back. Pressure comes, and it's caught by Fred. Fred fights his way forward, and he should have that first down.
Don's trying to tackle him, actually pushed him a little bit further forwards.
So what's a little bit difficult is, and this is actually like really bad, this is more bad news for Gonzaga, is they don't even know how much time's left in the game. So when it comes down to crunch time for them, how are they even going to know how much time they have to do hurry up and everything?
I mean, that's true.
So this actually serves as kind of an advantage for Loyola as another first down is converted. Quickly, that's going to be Wise. And they look to be in scoring position. It's a really stressed environment on that sideline. Everyone's running around, miscommunication everywhere. They're pretty disorganized. It's Conrath with Musk. And another flag is thrown. And I think it's going to be a delay of game. But you see, they don't know the play clock. So, I mean, I'm not sure how that works if they don't know the play clock. But I'm sure the ref is going to tell them how much time. So it'll be fourth. No, not fourth. The scoreboard's telling us fourth. But it will be 1st and 15. Conrath steps up, looking for Terry, and he's got him! Inside the 5. And blown coverage there for Jesse Legre, who had a chance, really, I mean, to deflect it, do something with it, but not much he can do, really. So now they're inside the 5. This is where it gets super interesting. If they get another 8 points, then what does that make the score? That makes it to 20. It would be 23.
23
so
for Gonzaga. 12 left to go. Still a large.
Conrath to the end zone. Wide open is Connell Brannon. And this game has suddenly been blown wide open.
I mean, Gonzaga really starting to come back here. Not sure how much longer is on the clock. But I do think they still have a little bit of time left.
Not something you want to see at all if you're Loyola. So they're going to take that extra point just to make it 22. So let's say they get this extra point. They're still down 7. That's only a touchdown. That is still only a touchdown. So they definitely have time.
Well, they'll be down a little more than a touchdown.
No, sorry.
They'll be down by 2 touchdowns.
If they score this, so 22. No, yeah, they would be down by 2. That's a mathematical error on my part. So if they're down, it's 22 to 35 now. They're down 13. So suddenly this game has been blown, again, wide open, and it's not good at all for the Dons. But you just have to hope just to see if they can hold out long enough.
It looks like the game clock has been updated now.
So
8 minutes, 32 seconds left in the game, so definitely still plenty of time for Gonzaga.
Plenty of time for Gonzaga. As they will get set to kick it away. It's going to be Maurice G. For the first time this quarter, Maurice G. and Ezra Carter back to receive. So they've changed it up a little bit. It's going to be G way back to receive and Carter a little bit farther up. I think they're going to try and use maybe Maurice G's speed. Holly kicks it away. Should be fielded by Ezra Carter. And he's dropped it! But Carter is able to pick that up. It was a muffed kick at around the 30. So, funny enough, probably better that he didn't take that and kneel it. So they do have better field position now.
It was almost very bad for Loyola, very good for Gonzaga. If they recovered that kick there.
If we're being honest, this second half has been worst case scenario for Loyola and best case scenario for Gonzaga. So now it is time for Brad Cease to step it up. And here he comes now.
If you look at the first half for Loyola, it's 35-0. If you look at the second half for them. It's
It's
nothing to 22.
22-0 this second half has been. Cease, screen pass to Moore. Still on his feet is Jaden Moore. And he's brought down for a gain of about 5 yards on that play. And we will have a 2nd and 6 situation coming up. It'll be a gain of 4.
And still 8:20 left on the clock. That clock ticking down very slowly, giving Gonzaga a lot of time.
I mean, we thought that the Band-Aid had been ripped off for Gonzaga, but we don't know. Cease, another screen to Moore, stumbles, it's still on his feet, and Moore is able to pick up that first down. And the chains are going to move again for Loyola, which is some good news.
Moore is going to be playing with his brother next year at Duke. Very excited to do that. The year they were supposed to play together at Loyola was when COVID happened, so they only had 1 or 2 games together to do that.
So again, the game clock is out, but they're going to try and figure that out.
Moore does also have an older sister at Duke as well, so a lot of the Moore family at Duke.
It's going to be a handoff to Worthington. Able to stay on his feet again for another 5-yard or so pickup, maybe 6. This is exactly what you really want. Good quality plays. Nothing too big, nothing too small. Because they still have a 2-score lead. So Cease again. He's going to go under center. Another handoff to Kendrick Worthington. Fights his way forward some more. But I don't think there's any gain on that one, which will bring up a 2nd down and 6 situation from the 45-yard line. Sorry, 3rd down now. So it's going to be some high-risk situation now for the Dons. And you'd hope they'd go and use Brad Cease's arm. Gonzaga fans are really making their voices heard now. As Jaden Moore is taking the snap. He'll go play action to Worthington, keep him on himself. Moore still on his feet, and he should have that. He should have that. That should be a 1st down. Great job by Jaden Moore, and it's gonna be 1st down. Loyola, a great play by Jaden Moore.
I mean, yeah, phenomenal game for Moore. Back on his feet after missing an entire season. I mean, again, like you said earlier, he never left. He's been there this whole time.
No, Jaden Moore, it is so, you can tell how good it is to have him back.
I mean, yeah, honestly, I think, because the Dons had so many close calls in terms of games
this is
last
kind of
year.
reminding me of that Mount Zion game, remember? When we went up super early and almost lost that lead, but...
And Georgetown Prep, I believe that was 22-21, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Only 1 point.
It's been an exciting night as Worthington takes another one up the middle. And you think he gets a 3 to 4 yard pickup on that play.
Yeah, I think Jaden Moore is that star player that could have possibly turned the Don season around last year.
So we're still pretty oblivious to the to the game clock situation because the officials have not put it up on the board. But we're giving you what we kind of have a rough estimate. So they said the clock is at 5:30 right now. 2nd and 7 situation for Brad Cease. He goes under center. And they'll go handoff to Worthington again. And he's wrapped up with a no-gain handoff. And it'll be 3rd down and 7 to go.
There is a bit of a 3-minute scoring drought for Gonzaga as well. I mean, of course, that's not very much at all, but when
But
you're
it's
this
not
tight
ideal.
on time,
Yeah. Hopefully, they're gonna hold it out, right? But yeah, again, we're still pretty oblivious to what. So we're around 4:30 seconds left to go, is what we have. But I don't know. It's actually some good time wasting, I would say.
Yeah, Loyola definitely just looking to run out the clock at this point.
And it's confusing when you're in the booth and they're setting in the other room over because they can't really communicate with the officials. So Cease is in the gun, Worthington to his left. And this kind of looks like a throw. He'll pitch it to Worthington instead. And we'll have to see. I think he's going to be a yard or two short of that first down. But Jaden Moore, looking at Coach Zayu, and I think he wants to stay on and try and go for this.
I don't think we've mentioned it yet this game, but the Dons do have a new uniform this year as well.
The Nike uniforms, they actually look pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah, they have a darker gold versus last year on their helmets, as well as the new decals at the corners of the field. It's a little harder to see them at night.
They look really good, though.
If you want to see them after this game, just go back and check our soccer broadcast from yesterday. You'll be able to see them well.
So fourth down and 2. Cease with some words to Kendrick Worthington as he goes under center, and a timeout called by Coach Zayu. Timeout Loyola. I think Coach Zayu changed his mind, and they're going to go bring out the special teams unit for a punt.
I mean, part of this as well, kind of psyching Mount Zion out, not letting them get the chance to play by kind of calling a timeout, switching to a punt.
So we'll see Shine. Punt is on the way. McAllister will let it drop. And it's going to be down. Pretty bad field position, I'd say, for the Eagles, as they will get the ball at the 10-yard line. And we're guessing they have around 3 to 2-ish minutes left. Of course, the officials, we don't have word from them on that yet. And we actually do have word now. We're just 2 seconds off, actually. 2 minutes and 33 seconds is the word. It's just not displayed on the screen.
So Gonzaga is going to have to play the way the Dons defense did first quarter, get 2 touchdowns in that same amount of time.
Conrath steps up in the pocket, and the pass is broken up. No, it's caught by Wise. Legri with a good read there, but Wise is able to pull it in for another Gonzaga first down.
If Gonzaga can get another touchdown, it wouldn't be out of the question to see them try an onside kick.
Conrath steps up. Deep downfield for Wise, and almost intercepted by Legri. And they wanted a pass interference call, but I think the ref in the back just thought maybe that Wise tripped and fell. It looked like he may have ran into Legri, but that was a good read by him. He's had a good night, Legri has, the sophomore.
2:07 left on the game clock.
35-22. 2nd and 10 for Aiden Conrath. And it's very loud. Conrath in the gun. Takes the snap, steps up, and down goes Conrath with a flag. And I think there may have been some hands to the face there when they brought him down. It's going to be a personal foul, face mask which is pretty bad news for Loyola. That might bring them all the way up. We saw when they sacked, I think that was Tommy Tucker who got his hands on the face of Aiden Conrath, and they're going to walk it up. We'll have to see if they give him an automatic first down, though. I'm not sure. Yeah, they will. So it'll be an automatic first down, 15-yard penalty, I believe, for them.
Less than 2 minutes left in the game, though. Gonzaga is going to have to pick it up a lot.
They're going to need a miracle almost. Conrath drives back. Pressure comes. Conrath passes caught by Fred. Fred still on his feet, and he's brought down just short of the first down line. There was some good pressure there.
You can see
by
Conrath.
Luke Marsalek, the junior.
You can see Conrath was trying to find a deeper passing option before all the pressure came, and he had to switch to someone a bit closer. It was a good look by Conrath.
And it's a good job by
himself.
Fred. A really good job by Fred to keep. So it's going to be 2nd and 2. Conrath steps up, fires, caught again. This time it's going to be Samuel Terry. And he's brought down by Giannis Kligas. But it's going to be a first down for the Eagles. 1:41 left to go in this one. And we got to give thanks to our colleagues in the booth next over who keep us updated on the time. As this pass is going to be caught by Lincoln. And he's brought down again by Kligas. Because they're going to keep it moving. It's going to be 2nd down and 3.
Thanks as well to the people assisting us, helping us broadcast today's game, Daniel, Sessa, and Reed. Doing a great job up on camera.
He's deep downfield for Lincoln. Incomplete. Good coverage there by the sophomore Adams. It's going to be a running clock. No, it's not. Incomplete, so 1:07 left. So they're going to say running clock now. Aiden Conrath drops back. Here comes the pressure from Tommy Tucker. Conrath steps up to the end zone, and it's caught! Touchdown, Eagles! Disaster for Loyola.
Almost looked like an interception, but the Eagles pull through. But they have very little time left on the clock. They're going to have an onside kick and a Hail Mary to win this.
And I believe that that's sophomore Darren Terry, although it says that there's 2 number 25s on the team. But I think that's him, Terry the sophomore. And they will take this extra point, but there's still time. I'm not sure if we have the clock right. I mean, it says 30 seconds on ours, but we're not sure. We might be about 30 seconds to a minute off. So John Hawley with the extra point attempt. Tommy Kemp, the junior backup quarterback, is holding. And it's Holly. Kick is good. So it will be 35-29 as we near the final drive of this football game, which has been really surprising to see how it's gone. The Dons go up 35-0 in the first half. Then Gonzaga comes storming back into the game. 29 unanswered points in this second half. So it is anybody's game as Maurice G is back to receive the kick.
I mean, for Gonzaga here, you really, if our clock is right, you're going to have to go with an onside kick. So otherwise, there's just not enough time. The Dons could run out the clock.
So we've confirmed the clock is right. There is 44 seconds left to go. And once we see how much timeouts they have, it'll be easier to determine. So 44 seconds left to go in the game. All three timeouts left to go. So Gonzaga has 3 timeouts left. There's no kneeling yet at all. They have to get a first down. And they have to do it quickly. The pressure is on for the Dons as Maurice G is back to receive this one. And a touchdown for Gonzaga ties the game, just 6 points. So an extra point will give them a 1-point lead, and the 2-point conversion will give them a 2-point lead.
And if they get a touchdown, I mean, they're probably going to make that PAT and win this. Gonzaga needs.
But Loyola, they do have
this
the
ball
upper
back.
hand here. They have the ball. That's the upper hand. And an onside kick it is. They'll let it go. And that ball's going to be picked up. And a good gain there for Kari Adams. Good awareness for him. And a good job hanging onto the ball. So now they have favorable field position. And I think a field goal wins this game. Correct?
Yeah.
So a field goal really is the game out of reach. The game is out of reach for them. So we have 30 seconds left to go in this game. That's what we have.
I'm not sure what the MIAA rules are on kneeling, but the Dons can easily run out the clock here.
The Gonzaga does have all 3 timeouts, and I'm not sure if we're playing. We do play by MIAA rules in this game, as we are the home team. So we have to abide by those conference rules. If it was the other way around, we would be playing by Gonzaga's conference rules, which I believe is the ICA.
I believe so. Gonzaga also has played Fordham Prep this season, where President Anthony Day of Loyola Blakefield, where he went.
So a handoff to Worthington. He gets close to that first down line, but I think he's out of bounds, so I'm pretty sure the clock has stopped. 33. So it will be second down, and I believe 5. Yes, second down and 5, and Anthony Zayu will take his second timeout of the half to talk it over. But, you know, if you are Coach Zayu, I mean, after this game, you had a great first half. And honestly, the second half wasn't as great. I mean, still signs of life on the defense a little bit. Signs of life on the offense. And they've done a good job here on this drive now. So, I mean, what are you saying to them?
I mean, Gonzaga, they're out. Loyola really dominated the first half. Did not play well the second half. They just need to, like, pick up their defense second half, pick up their offense second half. Just not really a good game second half.
I mean, 29 unanswered points as Worthington stays on his feet, and does he have the first down? And the clock is, so it's going to be a timeout called by Gonzaga to stop the clock. And what we have is about like maybe 20 seconds left in this game. So 27 seconds left in the game. And Gonzaga only have one of those timeouts left to use. So sorry, Anthony Zayu did not call that timeout. It was Gonzaga again. We thought that it was. So Gonzaga only have one left. Loyola still have all 2, which they will probably not end up using.
It would be awesome to see a Loyola touchdown here just to get some points on the board for the second half.
A touchdown seals the game. A field goal seals the game. So it's up to the offense now to close this out. Finish what they started, in which that was just a great start.
Yeah.
They're not in the victory formation quite yet, as there is one more timeout left. 3rd and short. As they go up the middle, and they definitely have that first down. So that should be it. Some tension on the field, but it's pretty clear the Dons have come out with their win as flags are flying at the end of the play. and Anthony Zayu looked extremely upset. Their call on the field is first down, but they might be moving them back. There was a flag thrown, and I think Anthony Zayu is telling them, you have to stay disciplined, especially when it's a high-risk situation, and it's an after-the-play penalty. Play penalty. And they're being brought back.
I mean,
So
Gonzaga,
that's not good news at all for Loyola, as they're going to replay that last one. Or sorry, it's still first down. They have first down. They're just brought back much farther. So they're going to go into the victory formation with Brad Cease as he takes a knee, and there's fists. So some tension, and Zayu out in the field again. He looks really mad, but that should be, I mean, they're going to let this clock run out, and it is official. The Loyola Dons have won this game in a game that they were not expected to pull out at all. Obviously, a scary ending to that one, but your final score is 35-29. Cole, what are your thoughts?
I mean, we saw a great performance from the Dons. Some of them all games, some of them first half, but overall, amazing gameplay. I mean, we saw a great return from Jaden Moore. Tommy Tucker with some amazing defense. Multiple sacks as well. Brad Cease doing great at quarterback. And Gonzaga still played really well as well, especially in that second half.
It was an overall positive performance from the Dons, so we have a lot of excitement to look forward to this season. So that is all we have for you tonight. I'm George Schaefer alongside Cole Cross, and we will see you in our next broadcast.